What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Pop Culture Corner. My man, Freddy Mac in the house. We're ready to jam. But make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, your family,
Everybody.
your grandmother, the
Your
dog,
niece, nephew,
anyone,
who else?
anybody.
Your pen pal?
Yeah, your pen pal from
you know.
Guatemala,
Whoever you know.
whoever you know.
If you got a pen pal from Guatemala, let me tell you, you're lucky.
That makes, I think a total of one friend, which is one more than I have. So, no, guys, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Smash that subscribe button and become a member of the show. Help us support the show and get it better, bigger, and keep being able to do these crazy things. Freddie knows. Freddie's the only person who knows about the interviews that we have lined up.
Whole lot of fire on the way.
How many times have I come up to you and shown you?
Yeah, it seems like damn near every day he's coming up to me, showing me a new person that he has on the hook.
On the hook, baby, on the hook.
On the hook.
I'm going to dislike and unshare if that is possible. Caden used to be our old producer, but he moved on to other things.
Okay.
Great kid. But yeah, guys, make sure to subscribe and become a member. Send a super chat while we're live. Everything helps. And with that being said, so now that Freddie is an official member of the team, Caden knows this. Everybody knows this. This is usually what I do. So, all right. First and foremost, we have this pop that I've been trying to give away for quite some time. That's yours. And your microphone and camera set for your house. That way, if we ever have to do a virtual show, that's for you.
Virtual show last time with my regular Apple earbuds was not
Yeah, it's not preferable.
It was not hitting the same.
So you've just become an official member of the team.
Oh,
All right. So,
Life's
guys,
life's great.
we have so much to talk about today. We did this little thing last week where you came up with it. Why don't you describe it?
It is first episode feelers. So you each recommend a first episode of a series of your choice, and you got to watch said episode and come back and give your take. Would you continue watching it, or is it a bust? One of the two. You got to choose.
So I'll start. You recommended me Atlanta. So I think we both recommended right off the rip our first and favorite show.
Correct.
Right? So Atlanta. Now, Atlanta is something that I think I would have watched regardless, just because Donald Glover's in it. I love Donald Glover, one of my favorite actors, and just entertainers in general. So Atlanta, season 1, episode 1. These are my notes that I took while watching.
I did not take notes of Supernatural, so I'm going straight off the dome.
Okay.
Straight off the dome.
Well, there was a lot that happens in the first episode of Atlanta.
Touché.
So it starts with this like altercation, and then it ends up with a gun drawn, and then a quick like flash. So John John Irvin is his name. Irvin.
Talking about
Ern. Sorry, thank you, Ern. Ernest. So his girlfriend, I don't know who she is yet, but she seems like she's in and out of his life. It's kind of like an on and off again. She also seems to be a fan of him.
Think so.
Yeah, so I'm not really sure. Then Ern finds out at work from a coworker that his cousin is a famous rapper now, or a moderately famous rapper, up and coming rapper. Yeah, he's getting big. So is it Irvin? Ern. I keep messing this up. Ern tries to get tries to go and talk to him about becoming his manager, basically. And Al says no, like right off the bat. Like, right. So right from that moment, I know that his family don't respect him. So then Ern tries to get his cousin some traction and plays from someone on the inside, gets shut down, and then Ern goes beyond that by sneaking in and leaving a CD and some cash under the door for them to play the song on the radio. A lot does happen. These are the things that stood out to me, though. There was a lot. My takeaways, again, because like even when Ern goes to his dad's house or his parents' house, they don't even let him in. They talk to him from outside, right? So the family seems to be distant. It's almost as if they, you know, invested something into him and he let them down. It seems to be maybe this Princeton thing. I'm not sure. But it happened previously somehow. Ern is serious enough, but he's kind of harmless, it seems. But then he pulls a gun on someone just to show his cousin that he's kind of like ride or die, which, I
Valid.
respected that.
Valid.
Ern's father, like I said, doesn't even let him in. What I think happened is his parents tried to plan his life out for him, and he didn't take to it. And now he's his own person, and they don't respect him for it. So that's kind of what episode one establishes. The characters. It does a great job with character development in a very quick time. You start to attach yourself to the characters. However, you don't know much about this dude, Donald
It's
Glover's
very
background.
vague.
Right.
Very vague and ominous. You don't know what the hell's going on, but trust me, you will not find out. I've been waiting.
So I liked it. I liked it. I liked Atlanta. So I'm probably going to continue watching Atlanta because of this. And I took some serious detailed notes, as you can see. So I recommended Freddy Supernatural. Now, I can't assume that you're going to be as detailed as I was, but
I have a pretty good memory. Thank you very much.
okay. So you go ahead, hit me with it.
So starts off, first of all, let me just say, when I went to go look for Supernatural, I realized that I started watching it, but I stopped on episode 3. So episode 1 was more so nice, a nice little refresher for me. Nice little refresher. For one, I love anything that has to do with anything paranormal, supernatural, anything that kind of, goes bump in the night. I love it. I love it. But Israel, no, but I don't know what it is that really deterred me from continue watching it though. Maybe something else came on. I don't know why I stopped. But quick synopsis: Episode 1, pilot. Yes, it is titled Pilot.
Right, which is canonically, it gets retconned to the woman in white because whenever they reference the episode later on in life, they say the woman in white. So when he had because I asked him at work, what?
2
I
days
asked
ago.
you at work 2 days ago.
I was lying.
I thought he was lying. I go, what? Did you watch the episode? He goes, yeah. And then he says it's the woman in white, and I go, okay, that's easy enough to figure out like online. What's And then I was like, that's the title of the episode. He was like, no, it's pilot actually. And I was like, okay, yeah, you're right.
Got his ass.
Got him.
But okay, so here's how it happens. We follow the story of this family in Kansas. Where in Kansas? I can't remember off the top of my head right now.
Lebanon, Kansas.
Lebanon, Kansas. And, it shows like a family, dad, USMC shirt, probably in the military. Has a banging wife. She's chef kiss, beyond the point. Ends up dying. I don't really want to spoil things, but I'm gonna spoil things just so Tyler knows I watched it. Sorry. So if you haven't watched Supernatural before, hey,
it's been 17 years, so you're good.
It's on Netflix, readily available for you, just like it is for me. So then, boom, fire. I don't know how it happens. I think it was a demon or something. She heard the baby Sam. Is it Sam?
Sam. Yep. Sam's the baby.
Sam was crying, and then she went in the little baby care center. I forget what those are called. What are the baby care rooms called? A nursery.
Nursery, yeah.
Went into the nursery, check on him. Random figure there. Weird guy. Thought it was her husband. Ended up going downstairs and seeing her husband knocked out downstairs. Freaked out. Long story short, combustion, fire. She died. Boys get out safe. Dad gets out safe too. I know you guys. Pop Culture Corner is loving the way how I explain things. This is like the most detailed synopsis story.
This is pretty good. I'll give you that.
If I be listening to this right now, I'm here. You've seen it. It's great. But besides the point. Fast forward, Sam goes to college. Don't know where he goes to college. Where does he go?
Stanford.
I was just gonna say that too. He's trying to be a lawyer, has a big exam or like meetings coming up, and then his brother pops up out of the blue and he's like, "Yo, bro, Dad's missing. We gotta go find him." And then he was like, "Dad's always like missing." Well, Dad went on a hunting trip. Oh,
Ooh.
damn, he went hunting. So Sam and Dean leave. They go to figure out. They have a lead on what's been going on. They end up in another small town where it's called. I'm blanking on the name.
You don't have to worry about
Okay,
that. Yeah.
cool. Long story short, this lady ended up. The woman in white herself ends up on this street late at night and gets men that are cheaters who cannot press their will to other women for lack of a better word.
Yeah, unfaithful.
Unfaithful. Thank you. So they ran with that just to find out that she actually ended up like I think her kids drowned or something. And she never really wanted to go back home and face her own demons herself.
No pun intended, because it's not real demons, but
Yeah. You picked
No,
up
no,
the
no.
punch.
I
You picked up
like
the
how
punch,
you
yeah.
described that.
So then can I just clearly you guys could tell I watched it. Can I just talk about my favorite part of the whole episode?
You sure can.
My favorite part was when they go to the bridge and they're like, "This is where she died."
Yeah,
blah blah. And
that's the best part
they
of this.
show her,
Yep.
and then the car turns on. Because you know what that reminded me of? Have you ever seen that movie from I believe the 70s or even the 60s? I don't know, but it's called Christine. It's about the
No.
car that like.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I haven't seen
Classic.
it, but I know about it.
It's a classic.
It's an homage to it.
Yes.
So you're
I
absolutely
love I
right.
love any type of scene like I'm not gonna cap. I seen a scene like this in Scooby Doo once, and I was like, Christine.
Did you know Supernatural crosses over Scooby Doo later in the camp?
How?
Bro, I ain't telling
Don't
you.
spoil it.
It's called, and they titled the names. So the title of the episode is Scooby Natural.
Ooh,
It's one of the best episodes of the series,
I'm about to just go
hands
home
down.
and just watch it.
No, so honestly, what did you think?
What did I think?
It
Just like I
gets so
said,
much better, by the way.
I love the fact that it's like a nice little mystery and to make it setting up the storyline. Like, oh, where's Dad? Like, we gotta find where Dad is. And we have
Yep.
his journal now. We could like track him down, follow his little. He's leaving us clues.
They're
I love
hunters, by the way. They hunt anything that
supernatural.
supernatural. Yeah.
I
So
picked it- I
they've
picked
been
it up.
raised in that life.
Uh-huh.
So Sam tries to leave and go to college and get away from it,
Uh-huh.
but Dean is very much the soldier, right?
Mhm.
Daddy's soldier, and
But Sam's like the brains.
Sam's the brains. But Dean's also very smart, but he's smart in a different way,
Okay.
right? He's the intelligent one when it comes to like making, like setting the stage and setting the plan up, uh, and 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 actually being a boss, like going in and fucking taking people down,
Okay.
right? Like Dean is ruthless when he needs to be, but Sam is very much he'll console you, he'll give you a chance, right? If you're a monster and you haven't killed anyone, he'll think about letting you go,
Interesting.
right? But as soon as you kill someone, as soon as a monster kills a human, most of the time in Supernatural,
done.
they end up dead.
They're done.
Yeah, and in some gruesome ways. I highly recommend you watch it.
Yeah, I definitely would continue to watch Supernatural. Like I said before, I was started watching it, and then I don't know, something else definitely came up, and I was just like, forget about it. But would I continue to watch? Yes. Tyler, check.
Okay. Well, I'm happy about that. I really am, because I think more. And then Supernatural just got it. Supernatural's getting a spin-off called The Winchesters, and it is going to be coming out next fall. And I'm so excited about it. Did you ever watch Star Trek, the new movies
No.
with Chris Pine?
No.
No.
The only Star Trek I seen as of recently. I'm blanking, to be honest with you.
So you never saw the ones with Chris Pine?
No, I seen the one with who's that? I feel like it starts off and it's like the kid's like biking or something. It's like shows the kid and then it's like, oh, the ship comes. I don't know if I'm.
I'm pretty sure that's
confusing-
Chris Pine's
I don't know if
the newer Star Trek movies.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm confusing Star Trek or Guardians of the Galaxy. One of the two.
Yeah, might be one of the two. But anyway, Carl Urban, who plays Bones on the show, he's a doctor, Leonard something. I have it written down. So Carl Urban shared details on Star Trek 4, the continuation of the Chris Pine starring film franchise. Um, Carl, like the rest of the others of the cast involved in the project, I should say, don't know the exact details. Uh, Carl says, I know Paramount is working on developing Star Trek 4. However, I have not been handed a script, and I've been hearing about it for 3 years that it's in development. He said, I know that they're working on it, but I have not received a script. And, Paramount, we know that that Paramount's actively working on it, but it's been so long, and it's kind of driving me insane because I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comments did you guys enjoy Star Trek? The because I know there's a bunch.
I know there's like a show right now.
There's so many shows. There's so many. There's like 10 shows. It's ridiculous. So I don't know if they want to do the movies right now.
Okay. See, I was more Star Wars over Star Trek.
Same.
Like the new Obi-Wan Kenobi.
But I
series
like
coming
Star
out,
Trek.
I'm excited for that.
I do like Star Trek. I like the Chris Pine movies.
Okay.
I don't like any other Star Trek.
You think I should check it out?
Wait, the movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That said no real quick.
Yeah, not the shows I don't care about.
Okay.
I think they're kind of boring. But I mean, the source on that's Variety. Variety is pretty obviously renowned. And I'm looking forward to Star Trek 4, especially after the ending of Star Trek 3, and finding out that the parents, like, or the crew that came before them was the original crew from the Star Trek show. So that was kind of, I don't know, it's kind of cool. And it was, like, it ended on a good note. All three movies were decent, better than decent. All three movies were fun to watch, family friendly, and honestly, just downright amazing visually. And I know people give them their shit, but I like them. I don't care what other people say.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so talk to me, Goose. What happened with the what's going on with the playoffs?
Who's Goose? That's different.
That's a Maverick Top Gun reference.
I need to get hip.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah, I do.
Clearly needs to
But-
get hip.
Hey, man, let's talk about the C's really quickly, and let me look directly into the camera, make it a little bit more intimate, so you guys can actually see how pissed off I am. You know what? I'm not really that bad. I'm not as mad as I thought I'd be, because you know what? 18 turnovers. 18 turnovers, really, C's. And the fact that we had that's not even like the end game amount. I remember that had to be like third quarter. We had 18 turnovers, and we, for those that know, we lost. Celtics lost yesterday to the Miami Heat. We're down 2-1 right now. Game, was it 3 or 4? 4. Yeah, gotta do the math right now. Game 4, Monday in the Garden, and I'm confident. Of course I am, because the fact that we had that many turnovers and the game was that close towards the end, clearly we're the better team. We're just shooting ourselves.
What's an average turnover amount in
hopefully less than 10
less than 10 the whole game?
the whole game.
And they had 18 in the third quarter.
Yes.
Oh my god. So what is the series score right now?
2-1.
2-1 Miami.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's best of 4.
Of course, it's best of 7, right?
Yeah, best of 7. But
So you have to win 4.
Yeah.
So is Miami, like, you're saying the Celtics are a better team
Correct.
than Miami?
And what happened? Jimmy Butler got hurt, blew out his knee. That's the best player on the Miami Heat. Literally, Bam Adebayo, he's their center, was just carrying. I think he dropped like 37 points. Jason Tatum, something that pisses me off about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown is the fact that they're never consistent at the same time. Kind of reminds me of my twin little brothers. They're 14 years of age. And it's quite annoying because I work out with them just the same, but they just don't want to play on a consistent basis with each other. They rather just argue on the court. Not saying Tatum and Brown argue on the court or anything like that, but I mean the lack of consistency of, you know what, I'm going to drop 15 right now, and the other would be like, okay, I'm going to go for 20. As if both Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum drop 20 points in the game, it's always a W.
Really?
Always.
So those are our two best players?
Correct.
Jaylen
Brown and Jason Tatum.
Okay. And who's the captain?
Captain, I'd probably give it to either Marcus Smart, I don't like Marcus
They don't have a
Smart.
labeled captain.
I think no, I don't think so. Not as of yet, because there's like
There's got to be someone
there's a
that's
leader. There's like a defensive leader. Like
okay.
there's like and then there's like the veteran player. So the veteran player is Al Horford, and the leader, I'd have to say, like the engine, the heart of the Celtics, is Marcus Smart because he is the longest tenured Celtic. He was
Okay.
there with like
Okay.
when
Yeah.
Paul was
No, I
there
know
and
who he
everybody
is.
else.
That's how. That's how I know he's been around for a long time because the two people you just mentioned, I know.
Mhm,
So I know nobody in basketball anymore,
mhm,
ever, like except for the big names like LeBron,
mhm.
right? So okay, that makes sense. Now, what do you think's gonna happen? So were those away games or home games?
So
What's happening next?
yesterday's game was in the Garden. And tomorrow's game is also in the Garden, and then they're gonna go back to Miami for Game 5. Um, Another thing I want to say is Miami fans, cover your ears because I hate you guys' culture, respectfully, but somewhat disrespectfully because we're gonna beat you. That's besides the point. I don't like the fact that it cost me $550 to get a ticket to the Garden, whereas it only cost me $120 to go to Miami, and I could literally pay for like a round trip to Miami, go to a game, and come back for roughly around the same amount of money I'd spend at TD Garden to watch the Celtics lose. If I had this, bro, we just got paid on Friday. If I spent money on a ticket yesterday and they lost,
Yeah, I'd have been pissed. I'd have been pissed. But
I would
also
start so many fights.
no, but also because I had season tickets to the Bruins. Well, okay, phrase that. My cousin had season tickets to the Bruins, and we would go all the time. Like he had two, so someone, you know what I mean. Most of the time, it was me, and I mean, at least originally. Well, then I started losing interest, but we would go and like even the times that like you take a brutal loss, sometimes just the communal aspect of being in like the stadium is electrifying,
I
right?
agree, but it's not playoffs. Playoffs is a
No,
different animal.
I've been in many playoff games as well. Playoff games even more because it's like yeah, you might lose, but if it's a good game, like win or lose, win, tie, loss, draw, whatever. If it's a fucking well fought game, there's something about the when you're leaving that you feel like you just witnessed like there's some sort of feeling. I felt it many times,
I
many
agree.
times. I mean, I may not come off as like a sports fan anymore, but all I used to do, like my cousin Nick can vouch for me. I was a diehard Bruins and Red Sox. Not so much the Celtics, but Bruins and Red Sox. Bruins, Red Sox, and the Raiders. I'm not a Patriots fan. Yeah.
I'm
So
about to quit the corner right now just because he said that.
oh,
Not
shut
a
up.
Patriots fan. What is
Shut
this?
up. You guys don't even have Tom Brady anymore, so it's like
You're right. We got
everyone's
Mac
on like
10 now.
yeah, everyone's
We
on
got Mac
even
Jizzy.
playing field.
Did you see him hit the gritty?
What?
Did you see him hit the gritty?
What the hell does that? What does that even mean?
Let me not even get into that. Let me not bring the culture to the corner right now. That's besides the point. We're not even gonna get into that.
Eric Z. Eric Z. What's going on, brother? Say Freddie. Say hi to Eddie. Eric.
Eric,
Oh my
my
god, I
man.
said Freddie. Say hi to Eddie.
Yeah, you botched that. What did Eric say? So tonight, let's see.
OC 44 says that's always such a huge risk. Yeah, spending money on the games. Everyone like that. Yeah. Hopefully the Celtics will pull. Wait, they're on tonight.
No, it's tomorrow night. Tonight is what's it called? Tonight's Golden State Mavs, I believe.
Okay. So who are the other teams in the playoffs?
Golden State and Mavs. There's only 4 teams left in the playoffs right now.
The food is wicked in Boston. Yeah, kid. Do you park your car on the street there?
Go to the Harvard Yard.
You don't even have a Boston
No, I
accent.
really don't.
You really don't have a
But you
Boston
know who has
accent.
the most disrespectful Boston accent in my family? My aunt.
Really?
Yeah. So my mom's from Cambridge. Shout out Ringe. Um, and she would just. My mom's fine. It's kind of like here and there you'll hear it, but like my aunt, brutal, dude.
Brutal. Yeah. Everyone always gives like whenever I go to California or anything like that, anywhere actually, Texas, Florida, anywhere. I get asked to say things all the time. All, can you say this? Can you say this? I'm like, I live in the same country as you. I'm not like this. I'm not from like Japan
Mhm.
or like I'm not Australian. I understand those accents, but also in some bad news, Colin Cantwell, who designed the iconic Star Wars starships, passed away at 90.
Damn.
So we're gonna give him a rest. A moment of silence. Okay, we're back.
Damn, I think he needed more time than that. That was like 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's a moment of silence.
Taking more like 60.
Guys, I want to talk about something serious. So, Ezra Miller, The Flash, and should he continue as the DCEU version of the character? What do you think? Do you think after all the controversy and and him being arrested and all of this stuff, do you think that he should keep continuing on as the DC Flash?
You know what, low key, can I be honest with you? After watching the video with you, him getting arrested like that and having like Nerf gun bullets and like that's low key kind of like Flash like. Like I could see if the Flash was a real person, he would say he would didn't have his powers out and he just like he got arrested, he got bopped, and he was just like, give me my Nerf gun back.
No, but all the other stuff was
I
ridiculous, and you know it.
The other stuff was ridiculous. I like the Flash ring part. Could
The flash
that.
ring and
Yeah,
the Nerf bullets were bizarre.
Bizarre but passable for normal Flash-like behavior.
Yeah, I guess when the Flash got arrested, if the Flash got arrested, he'd be like, "Don't take my ring," because like that's a suit,
Yeah.
right? But the Nerf bullets, that was just childish.
Yeah. Just shits and gigs.
That was childish, and Ezra being they, you know, corrected the police officers when they called them him.
Yeah.
And he just started like flipping out about it, and he was acting. When you get a role such as Barry Allen in the DCEU, you are automatically held to a higher standard as a human being already without anything else. Therefore, who watches these movies? Kids, teens, and adults, everyone, right? But the kids and the teens, they start to look up to these guys. I look up to Will Smith. Do you know him? What him watching him pull this thing?
Oh wow! Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
That was like
I love how you
devastating
have
for
that
me.
So like right there and ready. That's so dope.
That to me, that like hurt me because I saw my idol do something very, very atrocious, right? So like when we get these superhero parts and these roles, I'm not saying that what society does is good, like when you put someone on a pedestal like that, but you are. The reality is you are. There's no getting around it. Especially Ezra was cast as Flash by Zack Snyder. So the whole Zack Snyder's Justice League and Restore the Snyderverse thing, what happens if Ezra is no longer the Flash? Like that screws up a lot of stuff. Because we're already gonna have a tough time with Cyborg.
Why?
Because of the racial stuff that happened inside the studio, not with Zach, but inside the studio after Zach had exited the project. Jeff Johns and Walter, Jeff Johns was the perpetrator, but Walter Hamada also did nothing about it. So guilty by association almost.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? So they treated him differently because he was a black man, right? So
normal,
right. So I mean, that in the workplace should never be like, obviously we come from a good workplace, right? Where you're like my family, especially now that you do this podcast with us, and I can't thank you enough for that. By the way, our first episode with Freddy Mac, is at like 1,000 views on YouTube, and then 3,000 on Spotify. And usually when someone new comes in, people don't watch too much.
True. And I remember you telling me like at least like 85 to 95% of those new viewers were women or something like that, or from Europe. I can't remember quite the numbers, what that Tyler told me the next day, but like it was quite mind-boggling. I didn't really know that the Culture Corner had that kind of reach, and they appreciated
I showed him the geographics, and it's like our number one is United States, obviously, but the United States only 83%, right? Then it's like Ireland, England, and other places I can't name off the top of my head. But OC44 says, having been a manager at several comic bookstores, I couldn't let an employee represent my store.
like that.
I don't get it.
No, look, he's typing it and it's going down after it's like.
My store like that. Yep, you have to be a role model or stay out of the limelight. Exactly. Nobody wins when an employee goes off the rails. I feel bad for hardcore DC fans.
Me too.
Yeah,
man. Me too.
same. Because I am one. I am a hardcore DC fan, and it's so hard because every day I feel like something else happens.
Hey, OC44, what a life to be a DC fan right now, man. Oh my god. I mean, we got She-Hulk over here on the Marvel side.
Doug, She-Hulk is gonna be garbage. No, She-Hulk will be okay, but the CGI does look bad.
It does
but
look very bad.
Even when I had,
like,
but even when I had Marvel Studios editor who edited things like Endgame, all the Avengers movies, all the Captain America movies, and then Spider-Man No Way Home, he was talking to me. The film had come out in theaters and they were still working on it.
Yikes.
They were still working on it. It was already in theaters. And they made adjustments. But we know they made adjustments. Like when Andrew Garfield comes through the portal, they adjusted how it looked. That was him and other people making sure the editing and the VFX meshed well and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, these guys are working on these films. These people, I should say, are working on these films up until and after delivery, right? Debut. So it's amazing to me. Amazing. So, I mean, what did you think of the trailer? We can watch the trailer if you want.
I'm trying to rewatch it again. I'm down for a nice little refresher.
All right.
I'll give you some like fresh thoughts because I can already think of like a couple things that come to mind. Just initially.
I like Abominations in it.
Yeah, it's definitely cool. I love how they threw him in.
Abomination's gonna be the villain, I think.
I just don't know. Like, it's just another. It's gonna be a series, correct?
Yeah, it's a series, 9 episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we think right now is 9 episodes. I'm almost 99.9% sure it is.
Okay.
All right, so this is the She-Hulk trailer. Let's get into position. Like they can't even see you anymore.
That's crazy. I like it.
Now they can.
Can't hear Jack.
Yeah, can anyone hear anything?
Demanding.
Being a superhero is a trial by fire. Who's gonna protect the world if it's not people like you?
I'm Jennifer Walters. I'm a lawyer. I have great friends.
Can we get some shots, please? It's an emergency.
Demanding job.
We just started a superhuman law division, and I want you to be the face of it.
And a frustrating family.
Matt Murdock.
You didn't ask for this, but you still got to deal with it. Your transformations are triggered by anger and fear.
Those are like the baseline of any woman just existing.
Oh.
Bruce, kind of feels like if I don't transform, I'm gonna die.
Yes. No.
I just want to be a normal, anonymous lawyer.
Can you tell us where She-Hulk is? Jen, you're a story now.
Girl, your ass looks crazy right now.
Her ass does look crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
You could be an Avenger. Oh, I'm not a superhero. That is for billionaires and narcissists and adult orphans for some reason. Is there anything more depressing than dating in your 30s?
This is the best date I've had in a while.
Oh,
Should we split some fries?
let's get those to go.
She carries him to bed. Yeah.
This trailer kind of like, I'm gonna be opposed to having a taller woman in my life.
Well, so She-Hulk traditionally is a lot bigger in
No,
the comic
I'm
books.
just talking about the last.
was
season,
thinking-
I've been
when
looking
they've
at
been
mattresses
carried off, like,
online.
you know
Well, I mean,
what I'm saying?
a lot of people are saying that like, I mean, they think that men are being cucked just by that scene. Men are being cucked because a woman carried a man to bed. No, she's a fucking 8 foot tall green thing. Yeah, of course she's gonna carry this guy to bed, especially after he had some drinks. You know what I'm saying?
She's gonna carry him to that room, throw his ass in the air, and leave him there.
You do not,
The craziness.
you don't F her. She Fs you. She is the one dominating.
I don't even know if I want to be underneath that, though. To be completely honest with you.
You could give her oral just standing up straight.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
Well, this took quite the turn after watching this fresh trailer. We're just
No. But what
talking
do
about
you
some wild
think?
Spiciness.
What do you
But-
think of the action? So there are parts of it where the CGI does look very weak,
Agreed.
very weak. But overall, I mean, when they established the superhuman law division, that makes me think that she is going to be defending, like she's going to be defending the criminals, the villains, because heroes aren't in jail typically.
Sure.
Right? Some maybe like here and there, but she's going to be defending superhuman villains. And Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, may be one of the lawyers that is representing a hero in that court case. So I think there's a strong chance that we see Charlie Cox as Daredevil in this.
I mean, we saw him in Spider-Man, so
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
yeah, and he was at the Disney upfront.
Mm.
So, and he's going to be he's going to be in other shows. Like they've already talked about how he's going to appear in other shows, maybe like Echo, and other maybe another show that's loosely Daredevil season 4, Man Without Fear, maybe.
Okay.
I think that'd be a good way to get around it. Instead of calling it Daredevil, call it the Man Without Fear.
Yeah.
And then just subtly make it Netflix's Daredevil season 4, like all that shit. All that shit's still canon.
Subtly.
Yeah. That's my thought. I mean, how do you feel? Oh God, we look so good. Like it's so crystal clear today. Did you notice that?
Of course I did.
It's so crystal clear today. I'm very happy with the HD, the full HD. Just George, what's going on? Freddie Mac, say what's up.
George.
Hey
Just-
George.
Just George.
This
my
is
man.
this is Freddie Mac,
man.
by the way, everybody. So just everybody knows, you can answer to him too. The other night we had that James guy. So he is part of, well, he's part of a small screen company, a small screen co, and he built a couple websites, big ones. So he's a very knowledgeable guy, very, very knowledgeable, and really cool. So, I mean, anyway, where do you think She-Hulk's going to fit into the overall Marvel cinematic timeline?
I feel like it's gonna more so, instead of being like a new groundbreaking series, I see it being more of a bridge to usher in new different ideas and or characters.
Right. I think they're kind of targeting the because Supergirl is canceled from the CW. And that show lasted 7 seasons with a predominantly young female audience. I think She-Hulk and Ms. Marvel are hoping to bring that audience over here as well. Not only will they get the diehard Marvel fans, but bringing that general audience member in is going to be very, very critical.
I agree.
Very critical, especially in a time where there are people on the internet who talk shit about strong female characters and even even non-white characters, and it's sickening. makes me it really is sickening. They think that just because She-Hulk is carrying a guy to bed that it's woke. Like, how do you feel about all that woke shit?
I take it with a grain of salt, to be completely honest with you. To each of their own, that's kind of my take on things. But when it starts to get kind of, outrageous to the point where this wokeness starts to turn or sound like kind of like ignorance in a way, that's the only way when I really start to be like, check your facts, my G.
Yeah. I mean, all of it's pretty depressing. Just that we live in a world where like you can be canceled for for saying something 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That's the scary part.
Yeah.
Elon Musk though buying Twitter, kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna change a lot of things. Well, what had I seen Elon in the news recently?
So because Elon is not going to be voting Democrat anymore.
That's what
He's going to be voting Republican. The next day, this is a true story. The next day, an article came out about a SpaceX employee that is saying that.
My bad, Sam. Can you hear me, my boy?
Oh, Freddy, speak. Freddy, speak up.
God, say it louder.
Say it louder. We sounded like Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder.
Oh, I love him. I love him.
Speaking of that, speaking of cancel culture and certain things, blackface. What do you think about it?
It's fucked up. It's fucking terrible. That's what I fucking think. But Robert Downey Jr., he got the pass.
Okay? He got the pass. Woo!
Because that shit was just hilarious.
He did it so well.
Yeah.
And obviously that could not be done now.
Hell no.
That couldn't be done now. But he got away with it. No one really talks about it. But anytime anyone else does it, it's a wrap.
Yeah,
Dude, there's an episode of Community, and it's one of the best episodes of the series. And it's called Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. Blackface gets done in not really. Ken Jeong, Community.
Hangover.
Yeah. So he's in that show.
Yep.
And they were playing Dungeons and Dragons, and he dressed up like an orc, and
the
it was
fuck is an orc?
Like, are you kidding me? You're in the?
I didn't.
You taught?
I played.
No. You like movies and TV and video games and shit, and you don't know what an orc is?
Nope.
My guys, I think we have to tell Freddy to leave right now.
Can someone in the comments please say
an
what
orc
the hell
like
is an
in
orc
Lord of the
is?
Rings?
All
The
right,
bad
Lord of the
guys.
Rings, those shits are that was like Shelly would watch that shit. Movies are just too long for me. I don't really stick with Star Wars.
But do you know the creatures?
Yes, I already know who you're talking about.
Okay, he dressed up like that, right?
Yeah.
And people associated it with blackface, and the episode got taken off at Netflix and Hulu, and it will never air. You have to watch it online in like shitty ass quality.
That's whack.
Yeah, but he didn't even really do blackface.
Yeah.
But other people have done blackface
and not get canceled
for it. So that's why it aggravated me. That James guy says Hollywood has been woke since its inception. Like comic books, it's always reflected society. I do not understand the woke argument.
Touche.
It does cut both ways. And then Eric Z said, not sure where people are seeing woke in the Hulk. It looks fine. Well, that crowd of people like Nerdrotic, Geeks and Gamers, they are fake outrage. So that's what they do. Rob Schrab directed that episode. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's great, by the way. The Community episodes are just amazing. Like Community is one of the best comedy sitcoms. Not sitcom. Would you classify it as? No, a sitcom is like when there's like a laugh track.
Yeah. Like that 70s show.
Yeah. So this wasn't a sitcom, but it was a comedy. And I think it's one of the best comedy TV shows that's ever been made. Up there with Brooklyn Nine-Nine is up there too.
Love that.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine is so Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Community, and Always Sunny are the three shows that I watch like if I'm going to bed. I put them on because not only have I seen all the episodes of everything, of all of them, but
It's like good background noise.
it's good background noise, and like I go to sleep laughing and
Yeah.
happy, right? And I think we should all take a page out of that book.
I agree.
All right. George Miller, who famously is known for directing Mad Max, shared his thoughts on superhero movies. He is the latest in a long line of big name directors that have spoken about superhero movies and the genre at a whole, right? So his thoughts, and by the way, this is the same guy who was tapped to direct Justice League Mortal before it was canceled. So I'll read it. He shares his thoughts on superhero movies. Remember George was attached to Justice League Mortal before it was canceled. Miller said, they have endured and endured anyway. The one thing you'll be certain of is that they will change. They will adapt and morph into something different. I could not agree more.
I agree.
The superhero genre cannot stay what it is right now. It has to adapt, because if it doesn't, it's going to be like the Western. It's going to be like the Western, and it's going to die out.
And it's either you grow or you die. Like,
Yeah. 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 So, I mean, what are your thoughts? Do you think the superhero genre will ever, like, it's hard to think about now, but do you think the superhero genre will die at any time soon?
No, because it sparked such creativity, especially when it first came out, and its impact is stretched across the whole globe, bro. I feel like, though, we just need to stop riding the coattails of all these trust me, I love all the original superheroes. I love them all, but like I was saying last week about all these Batman movies, bro, like we need to like see something different. So we need something more on the creative side of new ideas being shared, so there wouldn't be old heads that love the classics of the Batman and things of that nature and not sacrifice all those good memories and instead start something new and fresh.
Right. And I do think that with stories like the Batman, we are adapting. Even even with the start of Christopher Nolan's Batman films, right? Batman started to take, like, Batman and the Dark Knight and the Batman. They're taking Batman in a different way than, say, Ben Affleck did, right?
True.
So Ben Affleck's Batman exists in a world of other metahumans, whereas these other two, as of right now, we don't. And their stories are more detective noir style, and so it's fun to see Batman go in different directions. But I do think that the interpretation, the way that the character can be portrayed in different forms and fashions, that's what's going to keep the genre alive, right? Also, like what you said, right? Taking characters that aren't Batman and bringing them into the big screen and making them more well known, because there's so many more stories to tell. We've only scratched the surface, really.
I.e., like Moon Knight. We haven't talked about Moon Knight a single time yet.
Moon Knight is one of the ones I was going to bring up. Moon Knight was not a lot of blast, like action adventure. It wasn't a lot of explosions and hand-to-hand combat like we thought it was going to be. It was definitely more of a psychological thing. And I mean, did you like the way that they portrayed Stephen Grant and Mark Spector?
Yes, I loved it, honestly. At times I found myself questioning who was who. Like, am I witnessing Steven right now? Like, Steven cannot roll over this car like that, like
Right.
he's a fucking beast or something like that. Like, he ain't not built like that. And then those answers were definitely answered towards the end, so I was like, okay, cool. But in the moment, I was a little lost. And leading up to like the final episode, I was definitely a little lost as well. But in hindsight, yes, I'm a huge fan of Moon Knight. And that's what I need more of. Like, I never knew anything. I never heard of Moon Knight before. Like,
Really?
This is a new superhero for me. So I was going in.
Oh, I
completely
told you
blind.
that, right?
Yeah, you're the one that gave me all the information that I needed to know about him. And that made all the difference. It just made it that much more interesting. It was a new story for me to really dive into and try to wrap my head around.
And it's so fun. Like it's so fun when you have no preconceived notions about what it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
Like with Batman, you have an expectation that
Of
needs to be
course.
filled, right?
And if it doesn't meet that, I'm pissed.
Right, exactly. And that can be detrimental. Like it really can. Whereas Moon Knight, you're going in
Blind.
hoping it's gonna be a good thing. That's actually what Swamp Thing, I had read a few comics of his, but I really didn't have an idea of the Swamp Thing that I wanted. And then when I saw the Swamp Thing show, I was fucking blown away.
Mm.
Blown away. And I want more of it. Sadly, it got canceled before the first I think the first episode was right about to air and they canceled it. I was so fucking pissed. Because it was so dude, that's not even on my list for you,
Mhm.
but just watch it. Watch
Can
it.
I watch it? Like, where would I watch it?
HBO Max. Yeah.
Swamp Thing?
Yeah.
They have
It
the
wa-
whole season or just one episode?
It was the whole season.
Shit, I'll
Because
check that out tonight.
it was so here's the story about Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing was the first series. So Titans, Swamp Thing, and Doom Patrol and Stargirl technically were originally on an app called DC Universe.
I remember when that dropped.
Right. It had comic books, some of the movies that they were allowed to have on there. A lot of the animated movies
Yeah.
were on there.
They had Batman Beyond on there. That's why I got DC Universe.
Yeah, exactly. So and then AT&T bought Warner Brothers
Mhm.
and everything changed. Everything changed. The creation of HBO Max happened, and it was happening already, but it went into full swing.
Mhm.
So though that app was almost becoming irrelevant,
Mhm.
now it's only for comics, which was the smarter choice anyway,
Mhm.
right? But now that they had two apps and these shows needed bigger budgets because like people were watching. Not a lot of people watched, but there was a solid audience.
Yep.
So they brought those shows over to HBO Max and then CW for Stargirl, Swamp Thing, and Swamp Thing got canceled because it was too expensive. So it was originally supposed to be 13 episodes. They cut it down to like 8 or 9.
Goddamn.
Yeah. It's like highly recommend watching it.
No, definitely.
Highly recommend watching it. I think anyone here would say the same thing as well. But I mean, as far as DC and Marvel goes, could you ever see a crossover?
I hope and pray. Because that would answer so many questions. Would it be like this trash ass fucking soft ass Hulk that's over here making She-Hulk and doing all this weird stuff? Or am I going to get the OG Hulk that just doesn't care and just destroys everything? So many questions are going to be entailed into this. Like, what version of the superhero am I going to get?
Right.
That's the energy I'm on with it. But I'd love to see it. Yes, I'm that type of fan that I'd love to see the clash. And would
Because
like
they've
the
done it.
answer
They
to
did it for
be-
charity in the comics.
Really?
Yeah. They did it for charity in the comics, and it's been done multiple times.
I feel that's the only way to like
And-
one up Justice League and like Endgame and like.
Well, it's not going to happen anytime soon.
Hell no.
But it's not going to happen anytime soon. But if the genre was running really dry, that's what you could do. That would bring in.
That'd be a quick pullback.
Yeah, imagine Batman and Captain America like fighting each other.
Yep.
That would be insane. That would be insane. The Batman situation is similar, where Marvel is with Spider-Man. They'll always produce these two characters. Yeah, because Batman and Spider-Man put asses in seats.
Mhm.
Simply.
It all comes back to
So-
at the end.
So they'll always get made no matter what every single time. And that's okay. I mean, but I just I want good stories to be told. I want
Mhm.
other characters to be developed. I want these other things as well. I mean, you don't just want the steak from the entree, right?
Mhm.
You want everything, right?
the
And when it's all put
potatoes.
together, yeah, when it's all put together, that's a meal,
Mhm.
right? So that's what I want from my superhero films. And everyone likes to shit on Marvel, but at least they built this machine and coherent machine. I mean, Ms. Marvel and She-Hulk are the next Disney Plus shows.
Yep.
How excited are you for both?
Not that excited at all. Like I said before, I was more so excited about the new Obi-Wan Kenobi series. that's
Yeah,
coming out.
talk to me about that.
I don't really have much to talk about, bro. I only seen a couple trailers, and it looks very interesting. I mean, I already love
There's a
Mandalorian.
trailer?
Yeah. I
What?
already love Mandalorian. I already love Book of Boba Fett. Like, I'm loving where they're going in terms of like the Star Wars universe with Disney Plus. Like, that is bussin'. But this Obi-Wan Kenobi, it looks definitely different.
I didn't know there was an. I'm. By the way, something to know about me. I'm a general audience fan of Star Wars.
Okay.
I don't know all the lore.
I don't either.
Okay, I'm very much a general audience member. When it comes to it, but I'm gonna share my screen. We'll watch the Obi-Wan trailer. I didn't know there was one out. Let me pause it. Sorry. Okay, you can talk. I make it awkward silences.
My bad. I'm over here just chilling, watching the Obi-Wan trailer pull up.
Here we go. This is why we need an in-house producer like
yeah,
Joe
that's what I was
Rogan.
gonna say. We need a Jamie.
We need.
We need a Jamie.
We need a Jamie. That was so good. Yes, we do. All right, so it's up. It's up there. All right. Are we supposed to be able to hear it?
I don't know. I can't hear shit.
Why does it keep muting the site?
They're coming. Stay hidden. Or we will not survive.
Leave us alone.
When the time comes, he must be trained.
Like you trained his father. You still want Kenobi. He's gone.
Maybe you've been looking in the wrong places. I want every lowlife and bounty hunter
This looks good.
to squeeze him. You can't run Obi-Wan! You can't escape him!
Oh! Yo! That looks fire! Why is everyone... There's a lot of people out there talking smack about it.
I don't know.
That looks insanely good. The Mandalorian, and don't get me wrong about the Mandalorian and Boba Fett, but not even close to the scale of that.
No, I agree. It's definitely going to be
The Mandalorian is getting there, but the Mandalorian's telling a beautiful story. Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett ended really well, and I'd be okay with seeing more of it.
Mhm.
But that looked
It looks
like
what Star Wars
Star
fans
Wars.
been waiting for. Type
Yeah,
shit.
that looked like Star Wars to me.
Mhm.
Like the fuck, that was insane. I'm like half. I've got a Harrelson.
No, bro. I'm just, you know what it is that's really got me excited about it too, though, is the fact that I'm just so curious to see what this storyline's gonna be like. Like, there's so much question and mystery around, like how they're gonna make this play out.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
what I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, and so is it going to be a lead up to the fight with Anakin and / Darth Vader?
And I guess that was like Darth Vader's son that he was like eyeballing in the trailer. Remember he had like those goggles and he was like, "You're not gonna take him." You see how you trained his dad. Did you hear that part?
Darth Vader never had a son.
That's what I was saying. So I was confuzzled.
Can someone in the chat confirm if Darth Vader ever canonically had a son? There's no way.
No, that's what they said in the trailer. I don't know who the hell they're talking about other than that.
His father.
Yeah, if you want, bring.
He's talking about Luke.
Well, what happened to Luke?
What do you mean? He's talking about Luke.
Well, Luke
Lu-
didn't die.
I'm so confused.
That's what I mean by this fucking Star Wars shit, bro. I can't follow like who's related to who and like the.
Someone clear this up for us.
I need a family tree.
Yeah, someone clear that up. It's definitely Luke that he's talking about, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, because like when I said Darth Vader never had another kid.
Well, it could be Luke's son. You're right. And now I know what you're saying because like Anakin was with what's his name? I don't know. I forget.
Natalie
dude.
Portner. Natalie. Yeah. So Luke and Leia
Yeah.
are Anakin and Natalie Portman characters, twin kids.
Yeah.
So I believe that's what they're talking about.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. I mean, I might be wrong. Again, I am not.
Neither of us are. We're strictly just fans from.
Yeah, I'm a
afar.
general audience member when
Yeah.
it comes to Star Wars. I watch the live action stuff. Don't watch the animated stuff. I don't watch. I didn't read anything about it in the books. Well, the canon books. None of that.
I'm the type of viewer.
The video games or anything.
Listen, Culture Corner. I'm the type of viewer that loves anything that is future forward. If it's a future forward landscape, anything that takes place in the future,
Like sci-fi.
I am there.
You like sci-fi?
Anything?
I like sci-fi too.
Sci-fi is straight, yeah. But I mean, like anything, like I don't know. Fine. Oh yeah, it is all under that umbrella. So you're right, sci-fi.
Yeah, I can't wait. I cannot wait to be able. I've interviewed one person who worked on Star Wars.
Really?
Yeah. And he didn't even get. It wasn't even like that. But I would love to interview someone from Star Wars, and I mean, right now I'm building a relationship with Disney. So I mean, I'm building a relationship with the lady from Paramount and Universal and HBO Max. I already have a guy at HBO Max or Warner Media, I should say, whatever it's going to be now. And then one person at Netflix. So the list keeps growing.
So in other words, he's saying big things are on the way.
Yeah, big things. Big things are on the way. We are going to keep it a little bit short this week. Because of that, let's talk about a little bit of final words.
Final words?
No, my final words
Okay.
are, I mean, what's going on? Did you watch or hear about any of like the UFO stuff with Congress in the meeting?
Recently?
Yeah.
Nope.
They had a meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I'm intrigued.
I'm gonna react to it tonight.
Okay.
I've been trying to do it every night for a couple nights, but every time I get home from work, I'm dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely tune into it.
Okay.
I would love to hear what you.
Are you the
say
type of the
next week.
person that reads through like the documents and everything
Yeah.
like that? Yeah. See, I can't do that.
I've read through.
gotta
I
wait for
read through
people
all
like
the
you to explain
documents.
it.
Yeah, I will explain. So what I'm doing is compiling it all
Mhm.
and making a video.
Mm.
Right. So, but I mean, you think aliens exist, right?
Hell yeah.
Right. I think we already talked about this a little bit.
I'd
But
be foolish to think that we're the only. Think about all the life that's on this earth, from ants to like insects to us, and like big ass animals like dinosaurs once roaming the earth. We'd be foolish to think that we're the only things living.
oh, you were the one who brought up the underground, the under the water thing.
Yep.
So, I'm rewatching Stranger Things,
Mhm.
and like a portal like that would totally make sense. Honestly, like a portal where and it goes into a different dimension, and instead of it being like in the sky, it's actually in the center of the earth or something like that. It's like it's some sort of a portal into another dimension, right? So, because what is a planet?
Are you literally asking me what a planet?
Yeah.
Is? A place that inhibits life, correct? No.
No. Mars doesn't.
Was it? It has a sun or something like
No.
that.
Yeah. Well, yes. Yeah. It's a
That's one.
planet is anything over a certain size that orbits the sun.
Oh yeah.
And has its own atmosphere.
And that's why Pluto was considered not to be a planet because it was shrinking, right? It's upstairs.
What?
It's upstairs.
How did you? What was that?
It's Nick, I think.
That was crazy. I could hear that like so loudly.
It's like literally right above us.
Okay.
I've been hearing it all the time.
But yes, so that's what a planet is. But imagine that like a because a planet orbits the sun, right? And imagine these planets inside each of them was like, because we don't know what's in the center,
Facts, Eric.
because it's like
Facts.
molten. It's molten. Like the closer you get to the inside of the Earth, it becomes like a molten core, right?
Yep.
Imagine that there's something to do with that, like, and it there's like some sort of portal in there that you obviously you would need a certain technology you'd fucking burn up on entry.
Yeah.
But imagine that there was like a portal, so like or even something like Stranger Things, like there's a certain area underground where there's a portal to a different dimension.
Yeah.
Like those things could be real. We
Yeah.
just don't know.
Yeah.
Right. We always look to the sky.
Not underneath us.
Right, but we never look underneath or what's below us. So I mean, I'm just saying, like, there's some crazy stuff out there, and I, it interests me. It really does. You know why it interests me? Because I live here, and I wonder why I'm here. Why are we here? Like, is there a point to it? Is there something else? Like all these
What's after
questions.
this?
I'm directly involved in it all because I want to know, and I live here, and I'm one of the things that's going to be here for a while, right? So yeah, these things interest me, and I would love to see. Honestly, it's sad to say, but I would love to see an aliens in my lifetime
I agree.
because I know it sounds shitty because it might be like an invasion. We don't know, but we also don't know if they're good or bad. I would like to see aliens in my lifetime. Good, I think I would like to be confirmed on it.
I just feel like they've been living amongst us for
Do you
this whole
think?
time.
Do you think that Congress is slowly like, dude? If this was 10, 15 years ago, and
This would be groundbreaking news.
this would be breaking news every single day.
Mhm.
But no, everything's about fucking politics and Trump and COVID, right? Oh God, now I'm gonna get a tag on the video for COVID.
You fucked up.
Yep.
Just kidding, YouTube.
Yeah, I meant VidCall. Sorry, pardon. But it's all focused on that stuff. And all while Congress is basically telling us there are things that we don't know what they are. They're not ours. And we arguably have the most advanced technology in the world. Arguably, of course. And we don't know what it is. So, it just makes sense. Maybe they're buttering us up for something that's happening.
Yeah, I just feel like they're just trying to slowly integrate it. So when they be like, when the aliens that are living amongst us, 'cause that's my theory. I think they're just living amongst us already, and then it's just gonna be like, all right, take your mask off, essentially, and be like, huh,
So you think some
surprise,
Men in Black shit's
I'm
happening?
your coworker this whole time. You thought I was Phil when I was Gazorb Field or something like that. I don't even know. But
So you
that's
think
what I
there's
think.
aliens that live among us?
Yeah,
and,
low-key.
like
You
Men
ever
in Black
You ever see
style.
those YouTube videos of like the reptilians and shit that be like with
What? No.
You ever seen that shit?
What is it called?
Look up it's like one of like Obama's Secret Service people, and it's like
Okay, this isn't giving me much of a search engine thing.
all right.
What do I look up?
Look up. Secret Service reptilian. That's a great search. Oh, look at that. YouTube's already like, oh nope, that doesn't exist. Speech, yeah, see, yikes. Nah, you're not finding it, bro.
What do you mean, lizard people? How long is this video? Lizard people conspiracy theory explained. Well, all right. Want to react to this?
Yeah, let's see. I don't know.
We have to call it a reaction, though, so we don't get taken down.
But it might be too Victorian.
Gosh, interesting hemline on this. Pounds?
At least Geico makes bundling my home and car insurance easy. I save so much.
Come on.
Oh, just call me Grace.
For bundling made easy.
We're not going to. I hate giving people fake ads.
Hey, I've been wondering, is there a secret race of reptile people controlling our governments and enslaving humanity?
We'll see. Since I was a child, I've been
What?
naturally inquisitive,
Theory, my boy.
questioning anything and everything that didn't quite make sense.
As I grew, I poured countless hours into a number of conspiracy theories. Some of these theories I believe and some of these theories I don't. But some of them I do. Here I'll be studying the evidence for and against all of history's mysteries. Doing the work so you don't have to. But you really should do it on your own, like check sources and all that. Okay. On today's episode, reptilian conspiracy. If you've been paying attention, you might have heard more and more references to a clandestine reptilian humanoid race. Sound familiar? It's shown up in pop culture with increasing regularity. You've heard it on podcasts, in
So it is
politics. The
relevant
theory
to
has
our
even
show.
infiltrated the hit romance reality show Love Island.
Just
Told
what
you
are
I
all
was
these
bringing
people
the culture
talking
into pop
about?
culture.
Let's get into it.
What did you say?
Told you I was bringing the culture. into
Okay,
pop
so
culture.
as with
I'm gonna
nearly
turn
any
it down a
conspiracy
little
theory,
bit
there are
so-
usually variations in
so we
belief,
can
but
talk.
For the most part, the theory posits that there is a race of reptilians, or lizard people, if you will.
So this is what you're
You
talking about,
should.
right?
That work in secret
But
to
there's a
dominate and
specific
rule
video.
over humans like
Okay,
you
okay.
and me. Now, while the suggested origin of these lizard people varies from
We need a
theorist to
Jamie.
theorist, some say that
Taking
they're from
applications
Earth,
for a
some
Jamie.
say that they're from space, some say that
I
they
want
started on
Eric
Earth,
Z to be
went to
our
space,
Jamie.
came back. The one thing that most folks agree on is that these motherfuckers are evil. So how do these lizard folk go from ruling in secret to getting brought up in Love Island casual contestant conversation? Well, the reptoids can thank former soccer player, sports reporter, and hot take haver David Icke for absolutely and utterly blowing up their spot. It's also worth noting now that David
Shout
Icke's
out David.
ideas are kind of problematic and borderline prejudiced, but we'll get to that
Okay,
later. In
never mind,
1998,
never
David
mind.
Icke
Take
released
that
a
back.
book called The Biggest Secret, where two people he interviewed claimed that the British royal family were not in fact humans, but lizard people. Icke also claims that George W. Bush, Henry Kissinger, Bill, and Hillary Clinton, and Bob Hope are lizard people as well. Icke says that the reptoids are responsible for the JFK assassination, Princess Diana's death, and
No.
even 9/11. According to Icke, the Anunnaki and
Hillary a
ancient
little
species of
sussy.
prehistoric
Out of everybody on that
alien
list, you know
demigods came
Hillary's
from
a little
the
bit the most
Orion,
sus.
Sirius, and
Keep
Draco
it about 5,000
constellations,
there, buddy.
created humans and then created a reptilian-human hybrid. Making sense, right? Additionally, Icke suggests that lizard people drink human blood, which allows them to shapeshift into human form. Allowing
my
them to, I guess,
God.
then become a vaudeville legend and have an airport named after them. Icke has written that presidents and prime ministers have either been lizard people themselves or have been possessed or controlled by lizard people, and that they have had control over powerful offices since ancient times. Like when
So Trump's a
Shrek
lizard?
1 came out. Pretty heavy stuff, right? So what is there that even supports these wild-ass claims? Well, a little bit. Kind of. Maybe. Now, while I'm not all in on the reptilian theory just yet, I will say that it's not untrue that some very powerful people objectively look like lizards.
Facts, Eric. I love ancient aliens too, bro. It does piss me off sometimes.
And if you watch enough footage of
'Cause it gets
politicians
kinda
and high-level
repetitive somewhat.
CEOs, you
New
will
episodes are
find
fire,
at least
though.
a few frames of them
Of
doing
what?
odd things.
You ever see Ancient
Now, maybe
Aliens?
that's
Oh,
because
yeah.
to achieve a high level of success, you
So
kinda
I
just
watch
gotta
that
throw
sometimes when I
an
go to bed.
altogether normal
Yeah,
person.
that's good
Or
nighttime shit,
maybe they're
too.
lizard people. What's most interesting is that, and this is a fact, is that a lot of U.S. presidents and very powerful people are related, very distantly, but related. For example, President Barack Obama is a distant cousin of the Bushes, Gerald Ford,
What?
Lyndon B. Johnson, Harry Truman, and James Madison,
What?
as well as Winston Churchill. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt was related, again very distantly, to 11 other U.S. presidents, including Madison, both Adams,
Nuh-uh.
Harrison, Taylor, Grant, the other Harrison, Taft, and of course,
I
the
love
other
conspiracy
Roosevelt.
theories.
I mean,
Me
his
too.
own wife, Eleanor, was his fifth cousin. Hell, according to genealogy experts at genie.com, you go back far enough, Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump are related.
Oh my God.
So is that evidence of ancient reptilian bloodlines secretly infiltrating and controlling our government? Or is it just kind of, how ancestry works? I don't know. Either way, you're going to want to know how to spot a reptoid. And that brings us to board time. Yeah. So let's start with the easy okay?
I want to pause it one second.
Yep.
The distant cousin thing could be because there was a massive event that killed a lot of people, and there was only like I think it was like 20,000 people left. So we all originate from those people.
Interesting.
So that could be one of the and I might be off by the numbers,
Mhm.
but
Ballpark.
a cataclysmic event happened,
Okay.
and there was very few people left.
Mm.
So, like you and I are related somehow.
Mhm.
We're all related in a way, right?
IV dead giveaways that you're talking to a lizard. We got the forked tongue, blue or green
Oh,
scales,
come
instead of
on.
skin.
All
They
right, now
lay
he's just
eggs.
fucking around.
But those are easy. According to one source at Alien Hub, there are more subtle signs that someone is a lizard person or have been possessed by one. Reddish hair. I
Oh,
didn't say it,
gingers.
they did. Keen eyesight or hearing. If I had keen eyesight, I would be wearing glasses to throw.
I have
Low
keen
blood
eyesight and
pressure.
hearing.
Everything's chill, dude. ESP, UFO connections. A love of space or science. Space.
I might be a
predominance
reptile.
of green or hazel eyes that can change color. A sense of not belonging to the human race.
He's getting shook over here.
I
A
have
deep
all those
compassion for the
things.
fate of mankind.
Oh my god.
Unexplained scars on the body. An affinity for those chalky Valentine's Day hearts.
Oh
That's
shit.
not actually on the list, but who likes those? But even without that, many powerful people
Sure.
exhibit many of
I
these
know, I
signs.
know.
But does that make them lizard people? Okay, so here's a conspiracy theory pro tip. And this goes for nearly any conspiracy theory. If you present evidence in the right order and don't present evidence against, you can make a compelling case. So now let's talk about the problem. Back to David Icke, the leading reptilian conspiracy theorist. He was a famous soccer player in the UK who had to retire after developing arthritis at age 21. He became political and joined the Green Party as a spokesman in the 1980s. He resigned from the Green Party in the early 1990s, which later banned him, and he toured the country telling people he was the son of the Godhead, and was generally laughed out of good favor in the UK. His theories have often been labeled as anti-Semitic. While some of the people on the list aren't Jewish, Icke has stated that the Rothschilds, a prominent and influential Jewish family, are actually blood-sucking reptilians. Icke claims that he's not criticizing real Jews, just many lizard people posing as Jews. These are his words, not mine.
We just got taken down.
What do we do?